Okay, 3 things to do to prepare and make the best out of Lent. Well, according to our Lord Jesus Christ, there are three important activities that we are to do during Lent, uh, namely prayer, fasting and abstinence, and almsgiving. Prayer, of course, refers to our relationship with God. Fasting or abstinence refers to our self-control, relationship to self, and almsgiving, relationship with other people. So it's an integral preparation for Lent, relation to God, prayer, we listen to Him, in relation to ourselves, fasting, abstinence, self-control, self-restraint, to follow the examples of Christ. And in relation to others, we have the almsgiving, like works of charity, works of mercy, feeding the poor, visiting the sick, and many more. So how the young people could contribute to the church in their own little ways during this season. Of course, we should follow the three general categories of our activities. We should intensify our prayers, devotional prayers like the Jadulos. We participate in our respective parishes. We, of course, do our rosary and our devotionals. We also attend the Mass if ever, if it's we find ourselves ready to attend the Mass, and of course we go to confession when we find ourselves in the state of mortal sin. Another thing that the young people could do to contribute to the church in their little ways is to do fasting. Fasting means self-restraint. Instead of spending money for some luxurious things, we keep our money, we don't self-indulge, and then the money that we gather, we collect because of our fasting and abstinence, we share to other people, okay, to our neighbors, most especially to those who are less fortunate. And the third one, the young people can do during this season is, of course, almsgiving, participation in the feeding, for example, activities of the church, and also actively participating in the ministries of the church. In other words, you contribute to the church when you make yourself holy, okay, in prayer. When you worship God, you also contribute to the sanctification of the world. You do your duties at home, okay, with love, okay, and promptly and generously, and as much as possible, you do your best. Okay? Whatever task is assigned to you at home or in the community. How to listen to God in prayer. Of course, because prayer is a conversation, it's a dialogue, there's a time for listening. And you listen only when you are silent, when you keep quiet, because you cannot listen if you do the talking. So meditation, discernment of God's will. We also listen to God by reading His Word, and we also listen to God by listening to the counsels of our spiritual directors, and we also listen to God in prayer when we participate in community prayer. Okay? Of course, we have our personal prayers inside our room or with our family. Okay? But to listen demands silence. Silence, we reduce the noise, we reduce things that could disturb us with our conversation to God, and we really find time and even spend to go to sacred places like church or shrines, okay, to really meditate on the grace of God and the power of